Christina Applegate reveals she has 30 brain lesions amid MS battle. Guys, a lot of women, they seem to think that they can do bad all on their own. They don't need no man, and everything is going to be just fine. They can go on without anyone. But they don't realize that as they get older, they're going to need someone to be there for them during the bad times. And that's just not happening as men are walking away and going overseas to start new lives with better wives. Let's jump into the video.
30 lesions on my brain, like herpes sores, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not really happy about all the
Yeah.
ones in my brain. It's not a fun one to hang with. It's a disease of progression, and you just progressively get worse.
Christina Applegate getting candid about the harsh reality of living with multiple sclerosis.
This is a disease forever for us. We're prolonging life with these treatments now. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be around in 10 years.
The actress sharing a health update on the Armchair Expert podcast.
There's this thing of I push through.
Well, Christina's pushing through by being a realist and clinging to her sense of humor. 3 years into her MS diagnosis.
I make jokes. I make these jokes because if I don't, I'll suffocate. I'll be done. I'm not ready for the healing yet. And I'm being very honest. I will get there. But when someone says, have you accepted this as your new normal? No. You. Absolutely not.
Christina's honesty policy extending to her debilitating condition, which includes side effects from her 30 brain lesions.
My biggest one is behind my right eye, so my right eye hurts a lot. My hand starts to go weird, and then I'll get a seizure-y feeling sometimes in my brain, but not all the time. And then other people don't even have them on their brain. They have a couple on the spine. What it does is it just affects the nervous system. So we all kind of have the issue with mobility. It's different per person. I'm not really happy about all the ones in my brain. If you think that I'm just sitting here with 30 lesions on my brain, it's not a fun one to hang with.
She's now a stark contrast to 2008 Christina, who in the aftermath of her breast cancer diagnosis wasn't ready to share how she was really feeling.
My first interview was with Robin Roberts when I had cancer, and, I'm sitting there lying my ass off about how I felt.
I'm gonna have cute boobs, so I'm 90, so, there's that. I'm gonna have the best boobs in the nursing home, I'm telling you.
It's so sad. So Kelly Bundy, many of us remember her from Married with Children. She was an absolute stunner. She's been, she's a gorgeous person. It's because of the MS why her appearance looks a bit different now. If it wasn't for the MS, she would still be stunning in her, I believe, 50s now. It's sad what's happened, but this kind of illustrates and highlights an important point. Most women today, when they get married, they're looking for a plan B guy. They're, because, the plan A guys, the Chads, the Tyrones, these are not marriageable men. These are not men that will be there for them, during the hard times. And to be honest, they don't actually want these men to be there during the hard times because these men are there for fun. These men are there for fun. These men are there when they want to feel pleasure, when they want that dopamine high, when they need to be taken care of. They want a plan B guy around. They want, a simp around, a guy that they've tricked into marrying them, that's going to be loyal, that's going to have integrity, that's going to have some form of honor. And you have to understand, the saddest thing is that they don't love these men. I've said this before, I'll say again, the guy who has a six-pack, the guy who is 6 feet tall, he makes $1 million a year. You can give him 6 inches. He has lots of influence. This guy is not a Plan S guy. This is not the guy that they love. This is the Plan B guy. You have to think about it's Build-A-Bear Workshop. She's trying to add all the different things that she would want in a guy, but this is not the man that she loves. The man that she actually loves is the Chad and the Tyrone, the guys who don't have to pay for anything, the guys who she's spending other men's money on. Those are the men that she actually loves. The dude that sleeps on an air mattress with a PlayStation 5 and a monitor next to him. That's the guy. That's the guy that she loves. It's a sad reality, but it's a reality that men have to wake up to and have to accept. And I look at the situation with Christina Applegate, and imagine when you're now older, you're in your 50s, and sometimes you have women who are now even in their late 30s, and they are going through similar things. They're getting diagnosed with a lot of different things. Millennial women, guys, this is what I've warned you guys about. I've warned you about this. Young millennial women and Gen Z women have the lowest lifespan among all women over the last 100 years. So they have shorter lifespans than women born in 1928. Their mortality rate is so high that it's almost like that no one can explain exactly why this is happening. And it's right across the board for everything. This includes self-control alt deletions, being control alt deleted, mortality rates during pregnancy. I mean, increased rates of cancer. It's unbelievable. And the craziest thing is that they're finding that single men are living longer. So the rates of mortality are much higher among young single women than they are among young single men. Men are actually, statistically, men are living longer. Single men, especially men who have never been married, are outliving everyone right now. Okay, they are now developing the highest lifespans. Single, never married men. And while young women are coming down with these conditions rapidly. And I want you guys to think about this. All of these women who are out there in the streets and they've been running wild and they've been doing these things, they don't have as much time as women like Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate is Gen X. They don't have as much time as her. They're getting these conditions at 18, 19, 20. Michael Strahan's daughter, she's 19 years old. She's about 19 to my understanding. She's a twin. And she has like brain cancer at 19 years old. Like where tell me, guys, there's so many young women that, they have, by the time they're 19, their body they have a higher body count than the number of years they've spent on Earth. And it's like, they what guy is going to want to be in a relationship with them? They don't have a lot of time left, and it's like they're out here fooling around. But guess what? No man in his right mind is going to marry them. And it's like, it's just been a downward spiral. It's been a continuous downward spiral. You're going to see more and more of these young millennial women, and not even just young millennial women, but millennial women even in pushing 40, crying their eyes out. Women in their 20s crying their eyes out because they're coming down with these health conditions. They're facing crippling poverty. 75% of people in America right now are saying that they are struggling to pay their bills. 75%. Guys, you have to understand this. Most of those people, the vast majority of those people are women. Use your damn heads. A lot of you seem to think that women are untouchable. They will always be okay. They will always be bailed out. Guys, single women, if you are a single woman and you are not married, you don't have children, you are not giving anything to the state. The state does not prioritize single and unmarried childless women the same way that it does prioritize married women who are single mothers. The reason why is because married women are helping to extract wealth and resources from these men. Divorce court, someone pointed out in the comments, is a $50 billion annual industry. $50 billion. Divorce court is a $50 billion annual industry. The child support system, that's helping keeping the economy going right now. I don't know what y'all are talking about. So single childless women, they are not prioritized by the government. Their value to the government is based around their ability to extract wealth and resources from men. So if you're not married, or you don't have children, or both, or whatever, then guess what? You're not helping the state to get its money. And if you're not helping the state to get its money, then they're not going to share that money with you. Of course, they're going to be, charities and all these other programs that women rely on. But you need to wake up and realize that it's a fool's game. Most of these women right now are living off the simp economy. Okay, and as you can see, the simps are just using these women, but they don't actually care about these women. A lot of the simps are just using them to, to get just, for what's the word for recreational use? Spending $10 to see them busted wide open, and then basically having nothing to do with them afterwards. Via Only Fools and Lonely Fans. Guys, don't forget I have a channel called Angry where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Buy my album. Also, don't forget I have a channel called Men Walking Away. If you're enjoying content on this channel and you want to see more content like that, you can check out Men Walking Away, where I put even more of my content. So if you want to watch more of my videos, you get even more content over there. You can find a link to that channel in the description of the video, as well as the other channel in the description of the video. Go check it out. Subscribe, support my work. Guys, Christina Applegate revealed that she had 30 brain lesions amid her MS battle. And this illustrates why the future for women is not very bright. Many of them thought they were going to be boss babes. They didn't need no man. But here, it's important when we hear that thing they say in marriage, for better and for worse, in sickness and in health. Women thought that they were going to be healthy forever. They thought that things were always going to be great. They didn't realize that poverty, you have ups and downs and peaks and highs and lows. And when and this generation, guys, less than one man out of every 1,000 men are getting married right now. People are saying 6.5 out of every 1,000. That's completely incorrect. Okay, the study was done back in 2018. And that included there was 6.5 people, not 6.5, not 6.5, not 6.5 men, 6.5 people. And that was in 2018. That was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. When you actually control, so that's both men and women. When you actually control for that and you look at the statistics, recent statistics, especially after 2020, it's less than 1 out of every 1,000 men that are getting married. And like I said, you guys, stop spamming the comments. Stop spamming the comments, because every time when I say this to you, you go, yeah, Angry, and that's still one too many. Please stop it. Stop it. You go, that's still one too many. That's still one too many, Angry. And I'm like, guys, it's less than 1 out of 1,000. You won. No, Angry. Even if it's less than 1 out of 1,000, that means that there's still some men getting married, and that's still one too many. You guys need to chill. All right, you won. All right, but y'all really going for endgame right now. Y'all some villains. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think regarding everything we discussed here in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.